welcome to this week's episode of Concentrated, the podcast about all of the things that we like to talk about, regardless of what it is, just whatever, as nerds of color. I am your host, Maria, and I am here as usual with the lovely Muneerah.
Hey.
And Eric, wait, are you Sir Eric today, or we're just going with basic ass Eric?
I mean, I can be whatever you want me to be. I'm flexible.
All right. Well, I think you're going to be basic today because I know we're going to be talking about something that's a little highbrow for you. So last week,
she must not know.
Last week, Eric got to shine, showing us his amazing art collection, and one of the things that's really comforted him throughout this pandemic and building that up. And this week, Muneerah is going to talk to her about one of her favorite comforts, which is teas, herbal teas. But before we get into that, it's time for Eric to give us some news.
I need you guys to get your tunes in order.
No, that's what makes it great, is that we just do what we want.
No, this is less of like a choir and more like everyone's a wild card. They're just roguing it on their own.
I mean, I don't know why you thought it was going to be anything different.
Right.
That's on
Everybody
you.
is Lisa Simpson, just jamming out with the saxophone.
Yes, yes, exactly. That's who we are.
Saxophone. Saxophone.
He's looking at you like, are you done? Are you fucking done?
No. Also,
saxophone.
It's all about the jug. Everybody plays the jug. Only cool kids do.
Eric, what is your news?
Who?
Jug blowing is not news.
Kids can call you Hoju. All right, we got a bunch. Well, we got 2 deaths. They're pretty big. There's some more deaths this week, but I'm just going to cover the big higher ones. First up, baseball legend Hank Aaron. He is dead at 86. I don't believe they gave a cause of death, but
yeah, that's what I was going to ask,
old.
if they gave us any cause.
I don't
I mean,
so.
At 86, natural causes would make sense, but still, it's sad.
Did you say 86?
86.
Did I say 86?
Mm-hmm.
I meant 86.
Yes, madam, you did.
86, but he had sacks because he was Hank Aaron and he's a legend. So there it is.
Yep. He was the one-time home run king. So next up, the another king. See what I did there? Yeah. Larry King.
Pat yourself on
I
the
got
back.
you.
Right.
Boom, boom,
He's
boom.
feeling himself.
Larry King, king of late night talk shows and interviews. He is dead at 87. So just a little bit older than Hank Aaron, which not surprising because if you're like me, you thought he was dead a couple years ago.
And older than that.
I always thought he was older than that. I thought he was
older too.
The last couple
Which
years,
kudos
I
to
assumed.
him. That means he just looked
Right.
good for an old man because we all.
Did he?
Well, yeah, maybe not. Either way,
last
it's
few years,
sad.
I just assumed it was a Weekend at Bernie situation. Like somebody's propping him up. They're like, "Oh, tell me about your project."
Next story, Eric. Oh my gosh.
All right, I got a bunch of schedule shifting because COVID continues to ruin everything. James Bond, No Time to Die, was supposed to be coming out in April. Now it is coming out October 8th.
What in
2021.
the entire fuck? Why are they
Or never.
delaying it
Just
so
say never.
much? Right.
Because they don't think that everyone will be vaccinated and theaters will be back to normal by April, which is a pretty good bet to make.
Oh, so they're
Then
just
drop it
trying. So they're just trying to
somewhere.
avoid dropping it online.
Yeah, because this
Even
is
though
James
all of
Bond
these
is a
other
big
drops-
money movie.
I mean, I get it, but all of these other drops have still found relative success. Like at this point,
Yeah.
why are studios fighting just getting it out? Put it out, make people buy it, or hook up with one of these subscription services, and people will fucking get it. Like, what are you doing? By the
I
time
can't.
October comes around, I don't think I'm gonna
We're not gonna
care.
care.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
it's
this
insane.
movie was supposed to come out a year and a half ago, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Low-key looking at you too, Black Widow.
yeah, I've seen the request for people to just throw it on Disney Plus already.
Yeah. What else? What else has happened?
Quiet Place 2 also been delayed. That's being delayed until September 17th at the earliest.
Ugh. That makes me very angry. I want to see that movie so bad.
Yeah, that was also
The, I
supposed to
think
come out last summer.
I think the only reason I'm not super upset is that while I know that there are folks that like their horror movies spread out, sprinkled throughout the year, there's something about like a fall horror movie release that just does something for me. So, I mean, I too really want to see this movie, and I'm fucking tired of things getting delayed in general. But this one, I think I'm less mad about because it makes sense coming out a little later in the year.
Well, the first one came out in the summer. Like it
I
came
know,
out in
no,
like
I
April.
remember, but I don't even think I saw it in the movie theater. I don't think I saw it until it was already on on a service. I
I
don't
saw
think
it
I
in the
saw it
movie
in the
theater. It was very stressful
Same.
I
because the
think
whole
that's why
movie
I
is
didn't.
it's very quiet and like you can hear everything. Like trying to eat popcorn, you can hear yourself chew,
I
and a
think
lot
that's
of the
exactly
movie
why I
is
didn't see it because I
Yeah.
remember you telling me, and if I remember correctly, Eric, you were frustrated because when you saw it, there were some folks in the theater that wouldn't shut the fuck up, and this was the type of
yes.
movie that you needed to just be quiet.
Gotta shush.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think you single-handedly made me not watch it in theaters. I waited till I could watch it in the comfort of my own home.
Yeah, it was a very stressful experience, but like that also heightened my enjoyment of it.
It's such a good movie though.
Yeah.
It really
Such
is.
a good movie.
So yeah, that's September 17th now.
Okay.
Hopefully. Uh
Please
next
tell me
up,
you got some good news.
I do have some good news, especially for you guys. Me a little
Ooh.
bit too, because I dig them.
Is it a
Fantastic Beasts
pot?
3 is officially filming.
Yay!
Yeah,
Yay!
Eddie Redmayne was talking in an interview recently, and he was complaining because a lot of the movie it requires a lot of swimming, and they're filming on location in England, and they were supposed to be filming
Oof.
last summer. So now they're
Oof.
shooting
Yeah.
currently, and I don't know if you know about winter in England. It's
It
a
ain't
little brutal.
warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not warm.
So
That's for sure.
yeah, they are
Yikes.
officially filming, and we got our Grindelwald, who is Mads Mikkelsen, who's and I'm probably butchering that name because I've never been able to pronounce it correctly, but all of that's confirmed, and their cameras are rolling, so that's a good thing. Hopefully,
That's
we'll get
This
a
is
release date. Probably,
exciting.
This is
I'm assuming
exciting.
holiday 2022.
I can live with that.
Yeah, because that's a movie that's going to have a ton of post production and visual effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of me is like, we really can't get it done by this year, like holidays 2021, but there's no damn
Madam,
way.
No,
Yeah.
like
No.
especially if they're just starting to film. Like you have to think most movies, their filming schedule is about 90 days, and that's because they've done so much pre-production that like once they're on site and cameras are rolling, they want to knock it out quick because the longer you're on location, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah, but
So,
90 days starting now and it's January. That's going to put them in like April.
not to
And
mention you got like 6 to 8 months of post production.
And that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But this one definitely is like an 8-month post production with all of the
Mhm.
effects they got to add in.
And travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the
I'm
other
just
thing that
excited
also
they're
just
filming.
started filming, which is
Yeah.
well, it didn't start filming yet. Everyone is getting on site and they are building sets and everything. Thor: Love and Thunder will be filming soon.
Yay.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth just
That
jumped
makes me
on,
very, very
and
happy.
he said he got to. They're all filming in Australia, so Australia has very strict quarantine laws. So once you get there, you have to quarantine for 14 days, and then you can go
That's
about the
good.
country and continue your business.
Yeah.
So
That's like Korea. I think Korea is the same
yeah,
way.
Korea is the same way. I think Japan is the same way as well.
Apparently,
Smart.
what I learned from watching some UFC stuff this weekend is Abu Dhabi's doing the same thing too.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot
That's
of
the
these
way
places,
everybody should be. Like if you want to have international
Yeah.
travel, be ready to quarantine for 14 days.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, Uncle Joe seems to be about ready to do that here as well.
Hey,
putting the bans
Joe
back in
Beans
place, and I'm
is
here
on it.
for it.
I'm down.
I'm
give
for
me
it.
the vaccine. Get your ass in quarantine. Let's get this
Yeah.
country going again. Let's get this planet going again. I'm sick of sitting in the
For
house.
sure. All right, so tell me you have more good news.
Well, okay. I got one more release update news. Netflix has bought the rights from Sony. Sony made the we covered it before, and we actually have the trailer for the original release on our YouTube channel. Go check out our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed already, you should. There's lots of great stuff. The movie is called Connected. It is an animated CG animated film about a dad whose daughter is going off to college, and they decide to drive her to college. And it's a family bonding movie, but then like a robot apocalypse starts, and they have to fight off robots.
Oh,
Originally, it was called Connected, and Sony was going to be releasing it in theaters, but then the pandemic happened, and they decided they sold it to Netflix. Netflix is renaming the film now. It's called The Mitchells versus the Machines. I'm assuming it's the same plot and same everything, but new name, and they haven't given a date of when they're releasing it on Netflix, but you'll be able to catch it there. It's from
okay.
Lord and
I like
Miller, the same guys
Connected
who did
better.
21 Jump Street. They also did the Lego Movie, the first one. I don't think they did the second one, but
S-
yeah, they're pretty funny guys.
So, is this looking more like a true family cartoon, or do you think this is going to be one of those more adult friendly cartoons that you can let a
Just
kid
looking at the
watch?
trailer, it looks like
Hmm.
it looks like in tone, it seems like a funnier one of those funny kids movies that adults can enjoy as well.
Okay. All right. I dig
It's
it.
still going to be like rated PG, but not like
Okay.
PG-13 or R.
Mm.
Okay.
More good news: we got the first trailer for Godzilla versus Kong. It dropped today,
Mm.
the 24th, and it looks pretty fucking amazing. I'm here for all of it.
Mm.
Not here for the human bits, but we got new people. We got
Also,
Alexander Skarsgård.
Is it
yeah.
Rock'em Sock'em Monster?
Well, I mean, somebody got rocked in the jaw. Godzilla
That's
caught
what
them gorilla fists.
Listen, that's all I want. That's all
Yeah,
I want in my life is just monsters
Hmm.
beating the hell out of each other and letting humans be
Yeah.
collateral damage. I'm here for all of that.
Hmm.
well, they bring back a lot of people from Godzilla King of the Monsters. So you have Millie Bobby Brown. You have her dad from Friday Night Lights, whose name I can never remember. Um, um,
The coach.
Zhang
Yeah, he's
Ziyi
just coach.
is back as the playing both
The
roles as the twin doctors.
The twins. Okay.
Yeah, and then we have new folks like Alexander Skarsgård. We have Julian Dennison from Hunt for the Wilder People and Deadpool 2. We have Brian
okay.
Tyree Henry, aka Paperboy. So there's a
Paperboy,
lot of people
Paperboy.
and I can't remember her. Is it Isa Gonzalez from Baby Driver? She's in it as well.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
so they got a lot of new folks.
I know that you've talked about it before. First off, shout out to Paperboy for getting all this work because
She's
I feel
getting
like
that
he has
paper.
been in
Hmm.
everything over the last 18 to 24 months. Um, Eric, I know that you gave it to us before, but I don't remember, and I haven't watched the trailer yet because I just found out right before we started recording, and I want to enjoy it on a big old TV instead of a computer screen. When is it supposed to drop?
They haven't released the official date, but the rumor mill is that it's going to be March, April
And
because it was
that's
supposed to
one
be
that
a summer.
we
It's
already
going to
know
be
is
on
going to be on
HBO
HBO
Max and
Max.
theaters.
Okay.
Yeah. So it might be one of those things where, like, maybe if things are better, we'll consider like renting out the Alamo and doing a very private showing of just people that we know are safe, or we just
Mm.
gather
You
around
mean
the big
so
ass TV.
basically just us? Got it.
Yeah,
Yep.
no
Either
more
one
than
sounds
10
good to me.
people. Because I
Hmm.
mean, one, you got a giant screen at the movie theater, but also they have really good food.
Yeah, we should look into that. You guys
Yeah,
should look into that too. I mean, if you're lucky enough to live near a movie theater that is doing the private rental screenings, they're actually not that expensive. I mean, they're not cheap. It's not going to be the same as just buying a ticket to a movie, but um they are nowhere near as expensive as I thought they would be to do. And
no.
we've talked about doing it before, we just haven't. So we need to get our shit together.
Well, not to mention, and this is probably extra news just based on the Alamo itself. They just unveiled that they're using now an Atmos air solution thing for their screens, basically to clear out the air better and purify it better. They've installed it at the local DC ones, so
Oh,
Woodbridge,
nice.
yeah, Woodbridge, Winchester, Ashburn. So just another, just a small level of more security if you want to go back to the theater, but if you want to get like a private event, which
Yeah,
I'm all about.
I feel like that's kind of the thing with being able to like go to Vegas to a certain extent because most of the casinos already had those in them. More so for the smoke because you can pretty much smoke in all the casinos, but you never feel like you're walking through smoke, and that's why.
Yeah.
So it's glad to see that other industries are getting creative and trying to give us something close to a normal life and taking advantage of these technologies that are already out there. That's
This is
great.
the shit that they need to be installing in like gyms because gyms are like they're
Hmm.
nothing but recycled air, and that shit gets gross, and people don't wash
Well,
their hands or mask up.
gyms like gyms, hospitals,
Restaurants.
restaurants, and schools. If you could, like, I'm okay if you don't do
Yeah.
it in a store,
Definitely in a school.
right? Like, I'm okay if you don't do it in a store
Yeah.
because for the most part, you need to be in and out, and you should have your damn mask on. But it like we want our kids to go back to school. I don't feel safe. Like I know where we live, they're talking about schools opening up next month, and I'm like, my kid ain't going in that building. No,
Nope.
not until you guys do something. And they're trying to like mandate that teachers have to go in, and it's like, but you guys are not putting the tools in place for them to feel safe. So kudos to
Mhm.
Alamo for stepping up. Hopefully other factors of our life will do the same.
Well, yeah, Alamo, I completely agree with them, and they're doing the same thing because they've been open throughout most of this, and they have very limited showings, and they've done the things like the drive-in movies, which was great. I went to one of their drive-in movies. I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, and even when I went and saw Tenet in the theater, the only theater experience I've had for the last year, I felt modestly safe. Again, there was only like two other people in the theater, and they were on the complete opposite side. And they like pioneered some of the things, like when you buy a seat, it blocks off the next two, so no one can sit that close to you. Things like that.
And you kept your mask.
I kept my mask on, kept my gloves on, kept my hood on. Like I literally pulled my hood over my head and tightened it up like Kenny from South Park. I was like, I'm here to see this movie, but I ain't gonna die for it.
I'm not trying to see anything else.
Right. Awesome. All right. Well, Eric, do you have any other news?
I do. Got some drums for you. Y'all want some drums?
Always.
Always. We love drama.
We're messy bitches.
I
you know
got
that.
big drums and I got little drums.
Give us the little drums
Okay.
first.
All right, little
Yeah.
drums. Sex and the City is coming back. I don't know if you've heard.
No. And
Yeah,
why?
they are coming. It's going to be an HBO limited series. It is a 10-episode thing, half an hour episodes. Sarah Jessica Parker and the other two, not Kim Cattrall. Kim Cattrall will not be returning, and apparently
for
she's
you,
had
girl.
some
Don't go
issues
back.
with. She's had some issues with her fellow stars. Really, probably Sarah Jessica Parker.
Horseface, yes.
Here's the thing. One, they're coming back for 10 episodes, half an hour episodes.
10
episodes, half an hour.
I don't need 5 more hours of Sex in the City. I don't. But continue.
Well, apparently they want that because each one of the 3 that are returning are getting $1 million an episode.
But why? You didn't have a story to tell with the second one. So you don't have a story
and the
to tell with
movies
these.
sucked. The movies were not good.
The movies made hella bank. The first one made like $480 million on a $60
also
million
nostalgia,
budget.
though.
The second one, not
Like,
so
the
much.
first
The second
one,
one made
yes.
like $290
Right.
on a $100 million budget.
Because it was a horrible story.
Yeah. Apparently, they got more to say. That it's supposed to be about them connecting and remaining friends into their 50s. Which, bitch, I don't want to hear about your old ass shit.
I do not want to hear about your old, privileged, entitled, rich white woman problems. I don't care.
Wait a minute. They're not connecting and they're not staying friends because Samantha's not there. So you're not friends with one of them who was way older than you.
I was reading an article earlier in Variety, and they were complaining basically that they've gotten rid of the most sex positive character on the show, which is something that you kind of want in modern,
right.
in a modern setting. You want
like, if anything,
character.
now is Samantha's time to shine, because when the show first came out, people were like, ooh, Samantha's a skank. And Samantha. She's the only one living her, like, she was the only one being true and living her best life. And you're not bringing her back. You're bringing back these other dry ass bitches, because let's be honest, they were all dry as fucking toast except for Samantha. The only reason I even watched the show was Samantha.
I love Charlotte.
You would like that basic ass.
But her story's done. No, but her story is done. Like, listen, all of their stories are done. I would come back to see what Samantha's doing because I really wanted Samantha and Smith to be together. And so I kind of want them to like find their way back to one another. But other than that, I don't care how Carrie's messing up her relationship with Big.
No one cares.
Miranda and Steve are together in Brooklyn. Bye. And Charlotte and Harry are fine with their 2 little babies. We don't need anything else. Everyone's fine. Why are we coming back, ladies? For money?
Yes.
Sarah Jessica
Big
Parker. You and Ferris Bueller don't have enough money? Come on.
Because her shoes are still doing quite well. Ugh.
Maybe Kristen Davis maybe needs some money, because the last time I saw her, she was on a Netflix holiday movie. But even still, that was cute. Like, I don't like
This is
this.
stupid. We don't need them to come back. Um, just yuck. Anyway,
Yeah, they're calling the series And Just Like That.
what?
Will there be black people in New York
No,
or
no, no.
no?
You know New York's still going to be white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
So then, no, I don't. If you're not going to clean up your ways, there's no more story that you have to tell us. No, thank you. You're done, ladies. You 4 white ladies are done.
Moving right along. Give us the big drama, because that wasn't drama. That was doo doo. Fuck them. Continue.
All right, I got some more drama for you.
All right.
This one is deep drama. Asia Argento, not sure if you know her. She is the daughter of Dario Argento, but again, that takes away from her agency as an actress and director on her own right. She was also in the movie Triple X. She was Vin Diesel's love interest. She's supposed to be Russian or something. She's actually
Right.
Italian. She's also been in a bunch of other movies in Italy and in America. She is accusing director Rob Cohen, who directed the original Fast and Furious, The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which is the third one, also directed Triple X and a couple of other equally shitty movies. She is accusing him of sexual assault while filming Triple X in 2002.
Wait, you didn't say harassment. You said assault.
Assault. Based on
shit.
her report, she is claiming that he basically gave her a date rape drug and she woke up naked in his bed.
That's yuck. Just yuck.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Argento herself has been on the forefront of the Me Too movement. She's also one of the people who brought up allegations against Harvey Weinstein. The problem here, though, is that she is not herself clean. She has also had allegations made against herself by actor Jimmy Bennett, who played her son in a 2004 film. The two were dating before he became of age at age 18. And he was 17 at the time. She was 37. So
that is gross. This story is gross on so many levels. Just yuck.
yeah, it's kind of all around gross.
Oof.
Her father, Dario Argento, is kind of a master of Italian cinema. He directed things like why is it not coming to me now? I've seen his movies dozens of times.
So basically, it was a victim who then turned into
An abuser,
predator themselves.
Yeah, because Triple X came out in what?
2002.
Right. So that was way before she was out here touching little boys.
Suspiria. That's the word I was looking for. Suspiria. And
I was going to say
Zombie.
Suspiria, and then I didn't want you to be like,
talking.
no, bitch, you don't know what you're talking about. So
no, again, that's like his biggest claim to fame, but he's directed a lot of movies. But yeah, I don't know why I blanked on that. But yeah, she has plenty of skeletons in her own closet.
all of that is nasty and gross.
Yeah, she says that she came out against Cohen recently after talking to a friend about GHB, which is an anesthetic and is used a lot unfortunately, in date rapes. But at the same time, she is not the first person to accuse Cohen. He has also been accused by an unnamed woman, and in 2019, he was accused by his own daughter of sexual assault.
Ew.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
And when was that? Did you say
2019?
19? Okay.
All of this is disgusting. And I do, so she might be a predator, and that's horrible in and of itself. Like, stop touching people's sons. But also, like, how you gonna get hit with the double whammy of getting date rape and also being in a shitty movie that you got date rape to make? Like, she was just losing all the way around.
Yeah.
Did we need to?
Yeah, I mean, the movie's terrible, but I wouldn't put that
No. Listen, no, I'm not holding that against her. Rather, I'm saying how unfortunate that the guy who created this movie that you were in that was pretty fucking terrible, also then raped you. It's like he fucked you over twice.
Vin Diesel is somewhere like, I mean, but Maria.
No,
Vin Diesel's
no.
somewhere like, hey man, I don't want any part of it. Just
No, Vin Diesel is
I'm
somewhere.
the next level James Bond.
Listen, Vin Diesel is somewhere just practicing saying, I am Groot, 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 Groot. That's what he's doing. And that's what he needs to keep doing because that's the only good acting that he's done in the last 15 years. Anywho.
Well, I mean, he's practicing that and his, well, I was not aware of this at the time. I was doing my own thing. I'm Vin Diesel, guys. Anyway,
Yeah,
Fast and
there's gonna be
Furious.
a
You
lot-
can also say that for
There's going to be a lot of that.
for Paul Walker. So
Yeah. Cohen has also directed things like Dragonheart, the Sean Connery movie where he plays a dragon. It's terrible. The Skulls Stealth with Jamie Foxx, where he's fighting a robot plane. The recent Alex Cross with Tyler Perry. So, you know, I already hate it.
So this man just
but
makes.
you saw it though,
So this
right?
man basically just makes trash and rapes women. Okay, got it.
Yeah, not in that order, though. But yes.
I mean, and also apparently not women. Just throwing that out there.
Oof.
Let's not forget his
Yeah.
daughter
Ooh.
allegations. As
I say
well.
one of the only decent movies he's ever made was Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
And decent
What was
is
that,
questionable.
Like 1990.
Yeah, that was like 1994.
Because that movie was also
Yeah.
not good. It just was not bad. It was
Yeah.
meh. Congratulations, you made a
93,
meh
sorry.
movie.
93.
Yeah.
Mm.
He's a shitbird, so.
He is a shitbird. But then again, so is most of Hollywood. I'd love to say that I'm surprised.
It's a cesspool.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, and that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But that
All
was
right.
that was my news.
Well, we'll talk offline about maybe you mixing up that order so that we don't end with things that make you want to throw up in your mouth a little bit. But thanks for the news,
Fantastic
Eric. We
Beasts 3,
really
guys.
appreciate it.
Fantastic Beasts 3 is filming.
Yay!
Yeah,
okay,
but,
yeah,
like,
go
I
back.
can't even remember that.
Right.
I
anymore.
asked you if you wanted some drums. You guys wanted that drum.
All right, guys. Well,
You popped up and you
today-
wanted the smoke. Smoke was delivered.
Yikes. Too soon. Anyway,
What, for Pop Smoke?
yeah, no Pop Smoke references. You know the kids get really upset.
I didn't mention Pop Smoke.
He
You guys
wasn't.
mentioned Pop Smoke.
Okay, maybe it's just because I've heard the popped and smoke joke a lot of times. And
I was gonna say I don't.
Yes.
I have no.
Wait, I was going to say Eric.
I don't
would
know his
have-
music. I know he was a musician and he was murdered, and that's sad. But
Yes.
I don't know.
Oof. All right. Well, today, guys, as promised, we decided we'd kind of open up the curtain a little bit and let you guys into our lives a little bit and just how.
Not that much.
Well, no, not a whole lot, but just enough to kind of get an idea of some of the things that we're like getting into and spending our time on to make it through these really, really difficult times. Too often, I think that folks are made to feel like they should be okay right now, which is bullshit because none of this is normal and it's completely okay to not be okay. And it's completely okay to get into whatever you need to get into for your mental health through this time. So with that, last week we focused on Eric, and Eric shared a lot of his artwork and hopefully gave you guys some really valuable information on how to get into buying poster art if you're into that. And today we're going to take a completely different direction as Muneerah talks to us a little bit about one of the things that has helped her through this really difficult time, which is tea. Not the letter, but rather the drink that many, many millions of people all around the world love and, you know, wars have been fought over. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Muneerah and let her kind of tell us a little bit about how she got into teas, what makes a good tea, that type of thing.
Well, I do also like tea. I don't like drama, but in my own life, but
I was gonna
if
say,
you're
but you
gonna spill some-
love drama. You
Oh
love
yeah,
tea being
no,
spilled.
listen, yeah, no, I like listening to it. Obviously, that's why we got into the mess that we got into with the hot topics. No, I started into tea. My mother is a heavy coffee drinker. Coffee was never for me. But
It's so good.
tea,
Coffee is so good.
it's teas are good. Okay, so the same thing that you all get out of coffee, like the jitteriness and the waking you up and the just the richness of it, you can get that from teas as well.
But I don't
There
get the
is-
regularity from it.
Well, I mean, no, like I'm not. I'm regular. Gentle listeners, a little bit about me. I don't need coffee to regulate my bowels. My bowels are regulated. Eric, however, needs coffee to regulate his
It
bowels.
helps.
He does not have regular bowel movements.
No,
Hmm.
about one a day guy.
Yikes! Why are
But you
we
need
talking
coffee to do
about
that, right?
doo doo?
Coffee
We're
helps.
supposed to be talking about
No,
tea,
no, no.
not doo doo.
No. We were talking about the fact that I get the same satisfaction out of teas that you all do of coffee. There are teas that do the same thing that coffee does, which is gets gives you the energy that you need. Black teas, you drink those in the morning. Um, Usually those are breakfast teas of England or Ireland. Um, what is the other one? Indian breakfast tea is really good as well. I just got into that maybe 3 weeks ago, and that's really good.
So wait,
But
can I ask
I
you a
started.
question about
Go
the
ahead.
Indian one?
I would love it if you would ask me a
So,
question about it.
so
I was just blathering.
no, it's fine. Like
Yes.
with the breakfast teas,
Hmm.
I know that sometimes people are like, oh, like they'll confuse Earl Greys with breakfast teas, right? Because of when they're
Hmm.
having them, and
Yep.
they're completely different. But I had heard somebody say once that when you get into the Indian breakfast teas, they kind of have a little bit of that spice, the way that an
Hmm.
Earl Grey does. And I think spice is the wrong way to describe it because it's not spicy, but rather there's something a little bit strong. It's a stronger tea, I guess is the best way that I can describe it. Is that really
the
the case?
bergamot from the bergamot from in Earl Grey tea might be the spice that you're referring to.
Probably.
There isn't that in the bergamot. There is not that, but there is spice in those teas.
Okay.
And yes, no, the spice is very heavy. It's delicious.
Huh.
And it'll perk your booty up. But yeah, no, they are different.
Okay.
Sorry, they are different. But both enjoyable. I don't really have a tea that I don't really like.
Really?
Other than well, okay, then let's okay. Um, I don't like chocolate in my tea. I will take just about everything else.
Wait.
I don't like chocolate.
People put chocolate in tea?
They do. They infuse. There, people are infusing teas with just about anything now. Teas are becoming popular,
That's
and
gross.
they're easier way to manipulate them. There's fruits. There are. Is, is Eric okay? Did we lose Eric? Is it okay?
I'm sure he'll pop back.
Okay, I was worried. I'm sorry. He just like left out of nowhere.
Maybe he's picking up food because this is around his dinner time.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. But they infuse like fruits. They infuse flowers.
Okay.
Yes, they do sometimes infuse chocolate. Some people like that. There are teas upstairs that have that. My mother will drink them. I will not. I don't. I don't like chocolate. Period. Full stop.
Yeah, I don't
I don't like
either.
it in my teas. Yeah. So, but no. Yeah. But it's there. It's a growing business. I mean, it's been growing. So, and now it's becoming popular.
So is
More
there
popular.
a right and a wrong way? I mean, obviously if you have friends from the other side of the pond, i.e. from Europe,
Right.
they will be incredibly particular about how you should be drinking your tea. But is there actually a right or a wrong way to enjoy a cup of tea?
Okay, I am not English. So I will say no, but I drink my tea the way the English do. Like I don't do it,
So some cream and a
the
little bit of
way.
sugar.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And now
Yes, I do. And I steep it long enough and I let it sit
wait, so
and
it does
I do all the things.
does it matter how long you steep it? See, I've got all the questions because
Yes.
to me, I'm like,
Yes.
oh, I'm gonna get this sleepy time. I'm gonna put it in here, pour hot water, and in like 30 seconds, I'm gonna start drinking it. Like, clearly, I don't think
No,
that's the
you
right
want
way
to
to do it.
No, you want to steep it until, the way you like it. I like to steep mine depending on what it is. Earl Grey, I want it to, as soon as I take a sip, it to rush my face that I'm drinking Earl Grey tea.
Okay.
So I let that steep. But for, the best way, you want it to steep for, I say, is it 4 minutes? I think it's 4 minutes. Please do not gentle English listeners, please do not be angry with me. But I think it's 4 minutes.
Okay, so you're steeping
Yes.
it for 4 minutes, and then does it matter if you boil your water or if you just warm your water up in the microwave? Like, does that make a difference? Not listen, I've got a Chemex. I'm all about the slow drip coffee, so it's not like it's the end of the world to me to have to like take my time with tea. But I know for me, I will normally just be like, oh, I'm just gonna put this cup in the microwave for a minute and a half, and then I'm gonna throw a tea bag in it. Your face tells me that's not how I should do it.
No, I have a teapot.
Okay.
And I like piping hot water and all of that good stuff to activate it. Let it sit and let it basically kind of cook a little bit, because that's basically what you're doing. You're activating the tea leaves to make them nice and
You got to steep
cool.
that shit.
Okay, and you said,
you just left. We were talking about Stephen.
Okay, so see, I love that you guys are into these things because then I can ask all the questions.
It's crazy that you're not.
Can I give you a recommendation when you get a chance?
Always.
Google the Breville tea maker. It is crazy expensive, but it is the fanciest fucking tea maker I've ever seen. It's basically a tea robot, and it has like predetermined settings for like all different types of all different types of teas. You can tell it which. Yeah. It has a little basket, like you put your loose leaf teas in there or your bags. It lowers it automatically once the water's reached the perfect temperature. It removes it based on the steeping instructions for your tea. It's fancy as fuck. I've wanted one for years.
I would definitely need to get way more into tea before my husband would be okay with a purchase.
That's the only reason I haven't bought one yet, because I'm more into coffee than tea. But
yeah, I think I'm more into coffee right now.
So
I'm one of those people that like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it 100%.
Oh, we know.
For my birthday.
Yeah.
This is what you want for your birthday.
Put your money together.
Wait,
and get
how
me
much?
that.
How much is it?
It's like depending on where you get it. Yeah,
$279.49.
I'm a little upset because the Bed Bath and Beyond near me closed recently, and they had it on sale for like 40% off, but they were out of stock at the local one because it was a store closing, so they were selling everything. And when I saw that they had it, like they didn't have any more left, but they had the thing on the shelf, and they had the big 40% off. I was like, fuck, I should have bought that.
I wonder if your boo Coles has it.
Probably not.
Yeah, you should check Kohl's.
They don't sell a lot of Breville stuff. Breville is like one of those like super high end brands.
They do sell Breville. It's not that, but it looks like the lower end.
Yeah,
one.
the tea maker I don't think a lot of places have because
we don't do lower end. Come on, Muneerah. You know you got to stunt if you're gonna step your tea game up to that level. You got to stunt on these hoes. You need that tea robot.
You two hoes, can you get me that so I can stunt on them?
Oh wait, you want us to get it, and then you can stunt on us as said hoes. All right,
it's one of those things that you would find at like Williams Sonoma.
Oh,
that is the first place that it popped up. It's Williams Sonoma was like, "Hey, Muneerah, were you looking for this? Because it's here."
And we all know that Williams Sonoma is like the international non-broke boy kitchen place.
It really is.
Facts.
Can I ask you a controversial question? You may have covered it in like the minute and a half that I was gone.
Always.
Tea, milk. Yeah. Where do you stand?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Does it have to be milk, or can it be cream, or can you do half and half?
No, I am a creamer. I am a creamer person because creamer's in my house. And so my mom, as I said, is a coffee drinker, so I don't, go out of my way. When people are fixing tea and they're like, "Do you want cream?" Yes.
I assume it also goes with like the type of tea. Like I know milk and creamer go better with like an Earl Grey or an English breakfast.
If it's got black tea, I put it in there.
What about sweeteners? I know some people, especially when it comes to like loose leaf tea.
Hold on, but I have a question. How do you know which ones? Like if I were to go into, the Whole Foods and say, I'm going to be fancy like Muneerah and drink some tea. And there's this big ass wall of tea. And you've got tea that's from all over the place. And the only ones that I actually know are Earl Grey, breakfast, and chamomile.
That has black tea.
Oh, and peppermint.
Chamomile does not.
And peppermint.
That does not as well.
How do you know which ones have black tea and don't? Because I don't feel like it says it on the box. They act like you should already know what it is. Do they?
It says it on the box in the ingredients. Yes. Because so my mother has drank coffee her whole entire life. I, grew up. My father wanted something to drink, and he got into teas. He didn't really like them all that much. But I took that over, and
Okay.
now we have a plethora of teas. And so she's like, "Oh well, since they're here, and you're literally only one person, you can't drink the million of teas that we have.
Mhm.
So I'm going to drink some." But she
Challenge
switched over
accepted.
to right. She switched over to caffeine. So
Mm.
whenever a tea comes in, I always have to double check and make sure that, and then usually the first ingredient is black tea that is caffeinated.
Oh.
And so she can't drink it. There are some that have changed out. It'll be like a breakfast tea, but it'll be decaffeinated so that people can drink it. Um, and so she'll be able to drink that, but that doesn't have, that doesn't have the black tea in it because black tea is caffeinated.
Okay, so basically, then, if you're a coffee drinker and you want to step your game up and get into teas, you should be looking for the black teas because the black teas are the ones with the caffeine. Stay away from the chamomiles and peppermints. And
I mean, you don't have to. It's real nice for like a calming, when you're a
yeah,
bit stressed and you need to just calm yourself
yeah,
out.
but I feel
What
like
about sleepy time? Get you
that's
some
like a
sleepy time.
mid-afternoon tea. I'm talking about like when I get up in the morning and want to rip people's heads off. I start my day with black coffee. So if I wanted to switch to a tea, then I would probably really need to get like a really well steeped like Earl Grey, for example, like a black tea, right?
Do you want it to be? Do you want it to be like just a separate a substitute for coffee?
Maybe. You know what I mean? Like I feel
I would
like
try English breakfast tea for you.
okay, because I was gonna say, because like in the winter, especially when it's cold, like I don't know, there's just like nothing like like a piping hot cup of coffee in the morning. But like when it starts to get a little bit warmer, like I still want to have that cup, but like I'm more likely to drink a glass or a cup of tea that starts to get a little cooler than I am a cup of coffee that gets a little bit cooler. Because otherwise, I'm throwing it in the microwave, and then coffee aficionados would rip my head off for doing that because you never
Yes,
put coffee in
please,
the
God,
microwave.
kill yourself. No,
But I gotta
Coffee in the
drink it.
microwave?
I know, but I don't want it to. I don't want to. I don't want to throw it out. Right?
Is that bad? Why is that bad?
It messes with the flavor of the coffee.
It completely changes the flavor of the coffee.
I'll send you. There's a gentleman on YouTube. His name is James Hoffman. He's like a world barista champion. He has like a whole video about like the best ways to warm up your coffee to retain like the flavor and things like that. He's a very English man, and depending on if you like feeling like you're being lectured as he talks to you, yeah, his videos are very enjoyable. Plus, he also goes through all of these amazing like all of these amazing
kind of. I would say, don't let Eric fool you though. He's condescending as fuck. Like my husband
Yeah.
cut him on one day. He went to like IKEA and bought like IKEA's random kitchen. Like
that's what I love
coffee
about
shit.
it.
And it was very informative. But
he is the biggest coffee snob.
Condescending. Yeah, he is.
When you're world barista champion, yeah, you kind of earn that.
You can be a little bit.
It also helps me with like finding out new coffee gadgets. So like I don't always have time to like brew up a whole Chemex if I want coffee. Sometimes I got to be on the go, or if you're looking for like different types of mugs and things like that for what's going to keep your shit hot the longest, things like that. I enjoy his channel in all of its condescending glory.
Yeah, so I would want to. I really do want to be a little bit more educated about wine. So that I can not be an ignorant fuck girl when I drink it. I want to know what I'm doing.
Wine?
I mean tea, not wine.
I
think you know plenty about wine, madam. We all know that.
Wait a second. That's what because in my mind, that's what I'm thinking about. Like the fact that I know a lot about wine. You know what I mean? Like I understand. No, because I learned about it in school, you asshole.
She likes the grapes.
Yeah, I like some very good varietals. So I don't think I need to have like the level of knowledge that I have about wine, about tea, but I would like to be closer to that so that I don't look dumb and ignorant like trying to order tea somewhere. When the world
you don't want to be that person that goes to a fancy restaurant and says, "I'll have the chicken."
No, I don't want to be that person. Or when they ask you if you want cream for your tea, you give them this look like, why would I want cream for my tea? Yeah, I don't want to be that person. But hold on.
What about when it? Oh, go ahead.
No, because Muneerah, I wanted to ask you because we started talking about it and then we kind of got distracted. So you said always cream, but like when you say cream, are you talking about like just regular like coffee mate creamer or like heavy cream? Like what type of cream is best?
Okay.
Like a half and half?
Anything that's in my mother's kitchen. I'm not picky. Like I'm not picky. If I have, because I like a sweet tea. So
Okay.
if I have like heavy whipping cream, then I'm putting sugar in it as well.
Ooh. Okay,
Yeah.
and is sugar always your go-to, or will you do like agave or honey or some of the other sweeteners?
I will do anything that gets it sweet.
Okay. And
I like a nice sweet. I'm not picky. I'm not that picky with that.
okay, and then last question for me, I promise, because I know Eric has some questions too. Is there a huge difference between tea bags versus like loose leaf tea in what you get and how it tastes?
To me,
Mhm.
yes.
Really?
And yeah, well when I was little I did not like loose leaf tea, even though that's supposed to be the best because it's supposed to be the
Mhm.
freshest. Um I didn't like it. I don't like having tea at the bottom of my, I mean, I'm not a witch doctor. I'm not giving anybody their fortunes. So, and it, you know, I didn't like that. And I didn't like it in my mouth. I didn't like any of that. Now, as I'm getting older, and also think that we have made that acceptable and also provided equipment to better support that need.
Mhm.
Yeah, tea diffusers have come a long
Now,
way.
a
Some of them are really
long
cool.
way. Yes. So now I will go for the loose leaf. If it's something that I know that I'm going to drink all the time. If it is
Mm.
not, then processed in a little bag. That's fine.
So when you're trying out a new tea, will you say, okay, let me get the bag version. I'm not going to spend that extra because I know that loose
Yes.
leaf is more expensive. So you're going to get
Yes.
those baggies and try the baggies first.
Unless it sounds amazing, and then I'm going to get it loose leaf because I want to smell it and I want it to be fresh,
Okay, that makes sense.
as fresh as possible.
Yeah, I
All
feel
right.
like it's kind of the difference between like buying your coffee already ground and buying whole beans and grinding it
Okay, that
yourself.
makes
Mm-hmm.
sense to me. Because
Mm-hmm.
there is, I don't care
Yeah.
what anybody says, there is a huge difference between pulling out already ground coffee and grinding it yourself. Like, it's
It's
night and
also
day.
one of those
Yeah.
things where like if you buy like just a box of box of Sleepy Time off the thing, the only ingredient
Mm-hmm.
should be tea leaves, but a lot of those like mass
Mm-hmm.
produced teas are gonna have a bunch of shit. Just like when you buy coffee, ground coffee, the big like Folgers and Coffee Mate things. Read the ingredients. Some of them have a lot of additives that just to like kind of like cocaine when you add baking powder. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of that shit.
To stretch
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
they're cutting it and they're expanding it. So
Mm-hmm.
I've seen weird things in like coffee, ground coffee, like barley and a bunch of extra shit. Like, no, my only
I
ingredient in
don't
coffee
want
should be coffee
barley in my
beans.
fucking coffee.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not making stew.
No?
No, no, I'm not making bread or stew. I don't need barley in my coffee.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It'll hit your stomach like a sandwich.
Oof. Ugh. Eric, did you have, because I had one more question, but I've been asking all the questions. So Eric, did you have another question from Muneerah before I
I was gonna ask about like different tea varieties, like green teas, like um, like most people when they hear green tea, they think of like I went to a Chinese restaurant and they poured me the
Mhm.
little tiny cup and you sip it and you're like, oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
gross. I need to add 2 packs of sugar. How do you feel on those? Because I know there's a lot of like amazing tea blends out of Asia.
Okay, so I will say this. I Even though I said I enjoy sugar in my tea, the tea that we get at the dumpling place, I don't know what tea that is, but it is
It is really
fantastic
good.
and I
Yeah.
don't need any sugar. I could drink that
It's
all day
definitely some
long.
type of green tea, which I
And I
enjoy.
don't
But I feel like it's a
I
blend
want to
because I've had enough
yeah.
green tea at Asian restaurants and none of
Mhm.
them taste like their green tea. So I feel like there's
Yeah.
something
And
they're
I want
blending
to
it.
ask our Asian friend, but I don't want to be that person either. Be like, hey, do you know what this is? So I'm just waiting. Like, I keep going, this tea is so great, and hoping somebody says, well, here's where you can get it.
Girl,
You
they
know,
want you to eat
you
them
can,
dumplings
you
and get
can,
the hell out so they can sit the next party. They are not worried about your tea
I
game.
know. You know what I actually think it is? What if it's like, okay, this is my dream. If like I'm saying, "Oh, this tea is so great," and then like I go to the bathroom, I bump into the lady, and she's like, "You said you really like that tea," and she takes me to the back, and it's that big like box that you get from Restaurant Depot. She's like, "Yeah,
It's
no,
just
it's
a
just
big
this."
old box of Lipton.
It's
Right. It's
Lipton.
literally. I mean, that's what you like, you basic bitch. Be like, well, thank you so much. I'll get it. I
Or
get
what
it.
if they take
Yeah.
you in the back and they're like, "Oh, this man is grinding our tea fresh in the restaurant." And then you look over to the side and there's like some guys paying pai gow, and you look over, there's another
How
table of
much?
guys playing fucking Russian roulette.
I'm not here for all that. I just want to know how much for the tea,
But
please
at
and
our
thank you.
Maybe if
dumpling
you win at
place, I
Russian
could
roulette, they give
see
you the
all
tea.
of that happening. I mean, because you can see them making the dumplings flat out. Like I could see all of
I
these
know,
other things
yeah.
happening as well.
Yeah. So if they're making the
Mhm.
dumplings in front of you, what's going on in the back?
I just want the tea. I don't care about
You got to go through it to
what's
get the
You don't
going on
tea.
care
over
about the
there.
mahjong games
I
in the
don't think
back?
so.
Oh.
No. My mahjong is not that good, so
Yeah,
I
it's
won't
just
ever
a
come
scene
back,
from
guys.
Deer Hunter in the back.
So, Muneerah, with that, where are the best, or like, are you using any services, or are there any places that you find that you think have like really, really good selections of tea?
Everywhere. No. So I started like everyone else does. I started getting them from the supermarket. Anytime that I see a label that sounds kind of fun, that tea sounds good, I'll try it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. But now we have subscriptions and it's everything. You can throw your money at everything and get any and everything that you want. I was introduced to a subscription called Sips By. It is how much money do I pay? I want to say $25 a month. And you pick out which teas you want. You want non-caffeinated, you can get that. You want caffeinated, you can get that. You want surprise me, they'll surprise you. Each month it is something different.
Oh.
And you get introduced to different companies, the big companies, the smaller companies. Like fall, they had a pumpkin spice tea.
Really?
Delicious. Yes.
Oh.
Very good. Very good. And then they also tell you, like, they'll tell you what is made in it. They'll give you that cute little, these is brewed by the hands of, a mom. And then they'll also
Did you
give you
say
like a
these
discount.
is brewed? Are you drinking slave tea?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, she
massa,
is.
these is
And then
brewed
they'll
by
give
mom.
you they'll give you like a little discount if you enjoy the teas. And they'll give
Oh.
you most of them they'll give you like their website, and then you go from there. You like this tea, they may have more things that you want. And so
Huh.
that is how I have amassed my tea fortune. And it's fun. Like
Yeah.
there's different it it is educational as well as it's stocking me in teas. I enjoy that. So it's Sips By. It's
Sips By.
fantastic. If you want to start, do
That's
that.
a good place to start.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I mean, like I said, it gives you a variety. You have enough people in your house that someone's going to drink the tea. It will not go to it won't, not go to
It'll
Do
waste.
literally
they?
be between me,
Well, go ahead.
my husband, and the girl, because she
Yeah.
will drink a tea if she likes it, and the hubby, he drink
Mhm.
tea all day long, all day every
Mhm.
day. I just feel bad. I'm a terrible wife, and I'm just like, yeah, take this sleepy time and shut the fuck up. And I don't really explore teas. So
Shut up and make the coffee, bitch.
right, exactly.
Right.
That's literally how it goes. Tea? Don't you mean you're gonna take your sweet ass in there and make me a pot of coffee? That's kind of how I behave. So I need to be better
Hope that
about
tea
that.
gave you enough energy to make my coffee, bitch.
Coffee, right?
He is. He's a coffee
Yeah,
whore
that's
for
not
me.
nice.
So I need to return the favor and maybe jump on this subscription. Like, do they have a trial subscription or something, or is it like one of those ones where you can try it out and if you like it, you can just end
Yeah,
it?
if you don't like it, you can.
Okay.
Because when I was laid off, I stopped. And then we were, slowly but surely losing our teas. And my mom was like, "Sure, hope you get another job." And I'm like, so I can lace you in the finest teas.
Yes,
Like,
yes, that's the only reason.
I mean,
Right.
in certain times in history, that was the biggest flex. You
That's
had more than one
commerce,
kind of
yeah.
tea.
It's so exciting because like the box comes, when it's coming, the box comes and you like open it up. They give you a choice whether you want it to be loose tea, whether you want bags. If it's loose tea, they supply you with little reusable
Nice.
bags too. It's just
Oh,
no,
Sounds
it's lovely.
like trade, which is similar. It's basically the same thing, but it's with coffee. where you fill out
Mhm.
a taste profile. Like you're like, oh, I like dark
Mhm.
roast, light roast, and how I'm making it. And they send you
Yeah.
something like once every 2 weeks, and it's like a small bag of coffees just so you can try it out. And if you like it, then they give you the
Mhm.
link to the roaster, and you can buy it directly from them.
I've
Well,
been
they're giving you like four bags
Okay.
each
I
of
I feel
Do
like
all
they
I've
do they
all
give
been
you
four.
information on the people who make the tea?
Yes, it's on a like a it's about this
Mm,
big and it comes in the box, and they will give you their website, they will give you your name, they will give you the ingredients, and then like I said, they'll give you description of what you're drinking, and then they'll give you like a little code if you want to go to them and purchase
okay,
more.
because I know a
Yeah.
big thing with the coffee world is fair trade, and I'm a terrible person, but at the same time,
Hmm.
I don't want to drink coffee that was basically picked and made by slaves.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So, like, if I
Yeah.
can have the same kind of reassurance that my tea is coming from a fair trade type of deal, where I don't have to
Hmm.
worry about anyone dying to get me a cup of tea,
Yeah.
that's a nice little weight off my shoulders, ethically.
I just
Yes.
feel bad because both of you have me feeling like I've been buying both my coffee and my tea like a poor. I just go to the grocery store and I'm like, yeah, that looks okay. And I grab it. And then I will forget which coffee I didn't like and end up buying it again by mistake. Like, mm, and same thing with tea. So these services sound amazing to me.
I think it's just with the times, because that used to be me. Like I said, that's where I
Yeah.
started in the
A lot of it is
supermarket.
just
But
trial and
now,
error in the old ways.
yeah.
Nowadays, yeah, you have these services where you're like, I like this type of
Hmm.
thing. This is how much I want and how soon I want to get it. And then they'll send you something, thankfully by someone who is not a slave master.
The other place that I get my teas now, thanks to Eric, is it Adego?
Adagio.
Adagio teas.
Hmm.
Um, I've I bought
Ooh.
$70 worth of
Holy
teas.
shit, that's a lot of tea.
They
Yeah,
have
but they
so many.
also, right, it's not just teas. They also have, to your, when you ask me if it is just sugar or any kind of, do I use any kind of sweetener, they have a black tea honey
Ooh.
that I was interested in.
Oh.
They have a matcha honey
Oh.
that I didn't get, should have. They had, was it like sleepy time tea honey? I didn't get that. They had so much stuff that I went, I got Malaysian tea, I got turmeric tea, I
It
got
can
a
definitely be
chai.
overwhelming. It's like this gigantic,
It
yeah.
was. Listen, when you gave it to me, you gave me the site like a month ago. I just picked which teas I wanted. I
Wow.
hemmed, I hawed. I came down from $200 to
Dear
the
Lord,
70.
woman, you were about to spend 200. Well, let me shut up. We spend $200 on all
As
types of
I
stuff,
see,
but
you talk about
really?
me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because okay, so here's how it went from 200 to 70. I was going to get the leaves, and I decided no, instead I'll get the bags, like to try it to see if I like it, and then if I
Oh.
do, then I'll get the leaves.
Okay.
So, I
Okay.
mean, for the most part I got just about everything that I was going to get. There's a couple of things that were sold out because like I said, it was a month ago. So even though they weren't there anymore. But also the fandom tea, that, I mean, that's pretty much sold me. I knew I was going to get that, so I wanted to up it for free shipping, which is $45. Free shipping
Those
after
fandom ones are
$45.
Got
really
it.
So
cool. They basically take, like, if you're
yeah.
into Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings, or
Hmm.
they have teas
Hmm.
inspired by,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
they
that's
sell you
fun.
a little set. Yeah, they even have it down to stuff like
Hmm.
anime. Like if you're into My Hero
Yep.
Academia, they have a My Hero Academia set, or Dragon Ball, shit like
Yeah.
that.
I have to get they have three types of Doctor Who's.
Ooh.
One's just the Doctor.
Ooh.
One is from David Tennant to the Grumpy Doctor.
Capaldi?
Then there is, yes, and then there is companions, and then also I think there is Villains, like the
Masters
different.
and okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna be spending a lot of money on that.
Okay.
There's also like an Avengers one, so I got to get that as well.
Does it taste like freedom?
Because reasons. I don't know. I'm gonna find out.
All right.
I have to.
So Muneerah, before we kind of wrap, just if you're interested in getting teas, your recommended step one is to start at the grocery store, or maybe start with one of these services. Which one would you recommend for like someone that isn't into tea that wants to try to start getting into tea?
Um, I guess depending on what you're comfortable with. If you are comfortable with just going to the store and reading a label, do that. If you are comfortable with um I think I like this, I'm a this coffee drinker, so I would maybe like this, do Sips by. There, I mean, you could get an assortment and pick out from what you get each month what you like and what you don't.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of this. I'm not sure. Did we?
I didn't know that it would be this long.
I was like, Adagio
Well,
is
there's a
great as well because
lot.
they also sell you, like, if you don't have a tea maker or you don't know how to make loose leaf tea, they sell like the cups, and they sell the infusers, and they sell everything to make that style of tea. If you're confused about it,
Listen, if you want to spend your money,
yeah.
Right.
Oh, if you're gonna spend your money, they
do
want you to
that.
spend it all with them.
Yeah.
So Eric,
yeah. which is nice.
I'm gonna assume that you'll make sure that we have links to all of this in the show notes for this week, so that our fans and our subscribers and listeners can get this information if they want to get started.
Yup.
Right? Okay, cool. So did we have a grab bag this week? Because I know folks have been kind of quiet. I didn't check, so
I didn't.
Yeah, I haven't seen
see
anything.
All right. Okay, well, we're going to roll with we don't. And so if we missed you guys.
Sorry if we do.
Yeah, sorry if we do. If we missed you guys, apologies. That was certainly not our intent. But we want to, as always, just thank you for listening or watching. Like we tell you guys every week, if you are enjoying the content that we're putting together, please subscribe, like the video, comment, let us know what you think about teas, and we'll definitely get back to you. Muneerah clearly is a plethora of knowledge that she didn't know she was, so I'm sure she's happy to help anybody out that's interested.
If there's a tea that you want me to try that you think I'll like, please let me know, because I love spending money. So, and I'll spend it on teas.
This is true. She does love spending money, and will spend it on teas. But definitely do these things. You can also reach out to us on our social media, both on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is @ConcentratedPod. Where our Facebook page is just Concentrated Podcast. And also you can give us a call. The number is 301-531-4393. You can leave a message with your questions or comments, and we'll definitely play them on air. Next week, we're going to be talking about my comforts. And I'm not giving you guys a hint at all. Y'all are just going to wait and see what we're talking about.
You don't know what it is, y'all.
I do. Thank you very much. I'm just not sharing yet.
Well, I'm excited.
Yeah. So with that, if you want to tell us about your comforts as well, or just have questions, that you don't want to go to the social media route, you can also not post, but rather send us those via email. Our email is at concentratedpodcast@gmail.com. And again, we will respond to any messages that we get. So with that, guys, we're going to give you the same warning that we give you guys every week. Please stay safe. Please socially distance. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. If you're in a position to get vaccinated, please get vaccinated. Regardless, I know us as POCs, we've got some concerns about being the first ones in lines for a vaccine. I feel like enough.
As well, we should.
As well, we
legitimate
should.
Concerns.
Yeah, no. It's a legitimate concern, but at this point, enough other people have been vaccinated too that it's okay for us to get our vaccinations.
Plenty of white people already got it.
Already.
Or you could do your research.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's also that. So with that, guys, thanks so much for listening and watching. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Bye.